Namaskar, I am Dr. K. Agarwal. Greetings from MedTalks and HeartCare Foundation of India. Hope you have enjoyed the past 4 videos of Dr. Manav Vadhavan. Here is the 5th video on counseling and prevention of hepatitis. With the currently available drugs, complete cure is not possible, and the aim is long-term suppression of the virus by prolonged therapy, which itself can lead to poor treatment adherence along with prohibitive cost of the therapy. Herbal treatments with very low side effects have been reported to be efficient in animal studies, preclinical studies, and clinical trials. I hope you have enjoyed the CMA.
Namaskar, I am Dr. Manav Vadhavan. I am Director at Department of Gastroenterology and Hepatology at BLK Hospital in New Delhi. In this video, we will talk about prevention of hepatitis B and role of counseling. Now, why am I stressing on prevention? We've already talked about treatment for hepatitis B. We've already talked about treatment for hepatitis B in special situations. But for a public health perspective, prevention is better than cure. Hepatitis B is a preventable disease. You have a vaccine which is available. Vaccine has efficacy of preventing hepatitis B in 99% of people who get that vaccine. So that is the importance. Just a simple vaccine for everyone will prevent hepatitis B. Now there's a problem. You will ask me, why can't we vaccinate everybody? The problem is that our country has a population of 130 crores. So going ahead vaccinating everyone is not an easy task. So what we do is we advise vaccination at the time of birth. So at least in future, hepatitis B can be eradicated. And currently, we at least advise vaccination for high group patients, high group people, not just patients, high group people who are likely to contract hepatitis B. I'll talk about that. But please remember, vaccination is quintessential. So what are people at high risk of contracting hepatitis B? Patients who have chronic liver disease. They often go to hospital, they will give blood samples, they are likely to contract hepatitis B or C from anywhere they can. Healthcare workers, people like you and me, people like doctors, people like paramedical workers, nurses, they are at high risk of contracting hepatitis B. Dialysis patients, they are undergoing dialysis maybe twice a week, maybe thrice a week. Each time a needle goes inside their blood circulation. And if one dialysis patient has hepatitis B, he has a potential of giving that infection to multiple others who are getting dialyzed in the same setting. So dialysis patients should be vaccinated even if they don't have hepatitis B. Another important group of patients who need vaccination is IV drug abusers. IV drug abuser patients, often they share their syringes and needles. So similarly, it's a cohort effect. One patient has hepatitis B, everybody else who's using his needles and syringes will contract hepatitis B. You should vaccinate all of them. Immunosuppressed patients. I've talked about that in the previous video also, but somebody who's undergoing cancer chemotherapy, somebody who has a cancer which is affecting bloodlines, vaccination is very, very important. So in an ideal world, you should be vaccinating everybody. If you can't vaccinate everybody, at least you should vaccinate the people at high risk. One more important, this is last but not the least important group, this is probably the most important group, is pregnant ladies. Irrespective of the hepatitis B status, one more group which needs vaccination in addition to everything I've talked about is pregnant ladies. So every lady who is pregnant should be vaccinated for hepatitis B. The vaccination goes a long way in providing immunity to the mother and to the baby. The other important thing which we must remember is that if a lady is hepatitis B and gets pregnant, then the vaccine will not work. Here you have to do another prevention aspect. I did discuss about this prevention in a previous video. I will repeat it again because it is so very important for public health perspective. If the lady has hepatitis B with a high DNA, you may like to treat the lady to bring down the DNA value. And at the time of birth, the baby should be vaccinated and should also get hepatitis B immune globulin. If we are able to do this, we will prevent infection of every single baby from her infected mother. So this is again something to remember, very important. Barrier in spreading information about hepatitis B prevention. First, it is a chronic disease. So, from the time a patient gets infection to the time the patient develops a serious disease, it's a period of 20-30 years. So, patients often tend to ignore their hepatitis B. They say, I'm fine now, I'm perfectly fine. Why should I undergo investigation or treatment? Secondly, once you decide to treat a hepatitis B patient, treatment is usually for life. That means 95% of patients of hepatitis B who require treatment actually require treatment for life. So there comes in non-adherence. So once the patient is feeling fine, he says, my DNA has become negative, I am completely fine, my liver functions are normal, why should I continue treatment? So that's where the counseling comes in. You need to tell them that you don't need to wait for your liver disease to become bad for treatment. You don't need to wait for the virus to come back. Hepatitis B is a chronic disease. It is like diabetes, it is like hypertension. So if you are started on treatment, the patient is likely to be on treatment throughout his life. That is what we need to reiterate, and that's where the role of counseling comes in. This is about treatment part. A very important part about counseling is in prevention of hepatitis B. People who do IV drug abuse. I've told you before, the likelihood of spread of hepatitis B is huge among that population because they often share syringes and needles. If we can educate these guys, one, to quit IV drug abuse. Secondly, if they are using it, at least they use sterilized needles. That will again go a long way in preventing hepatitis B because one person with hepatitis B is likely to spread that virus to many other around him. In general, good lifestyle for prevention of blood-borne hepatitis is avoid high-risk sex. Be monogamous, avoid sex outside marriage, use protection in case of high-risk sex. Alcohol use is cumulative on liver damage when it comes with hepatitis B. So somebody who has hepatitis B, if he is abusing alcohol, the likelihood of liver damage is not twice as compared to somebody with only hepatitis B. It is 10 times. So it is a logarithmic increase. So if you have two factors which cause liver disease together, for example, alcohol and hepatitis B, the cumulative effect on liver is huge. So person who has hepatitis B has to be advised to quit alcohol completely. There is no other choice. Other thing which young people are very keen about these days is about tattoos. So I am personally not against tattoos, but I just want to advise anybody who wants to get a tattoo should first make sure that the person he is getting a tattoo from knows about transmission of infection. The common thing which we believe is that needles which they use lead to infection, so needles should be fresh. I want to reiterate here that the ink which is used, the hepatitis B virus can survive in ink for a long period of time. So ink also should not be reused. I want to stress that again. Anybody who wants to tattoo should be aware about how hepatitis B can be transmitted by tattooing and try to make sure 110% make sure that the virus does not come to the person by tattoo. So I would like to conclude this video with a few summary things. One, we know hepatitis B is a problem, but it is preventable. Vaccination for everyone is ideal. If we cannot vaccinate everyone, we must vaccinate people who are at high risk of contracting the infection. Hepatitis B is a chronic disease. It kills silently. The time from contracting hepatitis B to getting end-stage liver disease is to the tune of 25 to 30 to 40 years. So counseling, repeated counseling of your patients is important to make them understand that they're dealing with a chronic disease. Once we decide to start a patient on treatment, the treatment is usually lifelong. Again, they need to be reinforced that the treatment should continue. And please prevent infection of hepatitis B from the mother to the baby by vaccinating the baby and giving hepatitis B immunoglobulin. Thank you.